Hey, good morning, Christ community. Pastor Jim here. Wanted to give an introduction to the testimony you're about to watch, which is a woman that I actually call sister. When I see her, she calls me brother. Laura Gentles. As you all know, it's Mother's Day. It's also, more importantly, the Lord's Day. And when I asked Laura to give a testimony, it was really a result of her having shared a story with me about how she was able to share the hope of the gospel with a coworker from 1 Peter with regards to the COVID-19 trial. And I asked her on Monday to share that testimony, and it did not dawn on me at all that this Lord's Day was Mother's Day. And as you all know, Aaron and Laura have gone through a great amount of loss. And she mentions that at the beginning with regards miscarriages, a stillborn child. I love this woman. I love her husband. It's been one of the journeys of the last 3.5 years for me, is getting to know this family. As you know, I went to Costa Rica with Lena and Maggie and Nate, with Aaron and Laura and others from our church. And this is my Costa Rica hat. Pura vida. And Laura's seen me be a sinful father. She's seen me be a scared pastor. She's seen me, I think, be confident in the gospel, and I've seen her be a wife. I've seen her be an amazing woman of grace. I've seen her be bold in her own culture as well as here. And just wanted to introduce this testimony and thank God for the work He's doing in her life and in Aaron's life. And I was supposed to be sitting quietly in my truck, and a train went behind me. So, sorry for that. But would God bless this sharing of His hope in Jesus through His servant and my sister, Laura Gentles. Enjoy.
Hi, I decided not to look at myself. Pastor Jim asked me to share with you all a short testimony of what I've been going through and some things that I've learned up until now, this whole COVID situation. My name is Laura Gentles. I'm married to Aaron Gentles. If you don't know us, we've been married for 10 years. And I just briefly wanted to share with you guys that through our 10 years of marriage, we've suffered some loss. In our particular situation, part of the losses that we've gone through have involved miscarriages, consecutive, and then 2.5 years ago we had our third baby, Ella Grace, stillborn, born into the hands of Jesus. But please know that I'm saying this not for pity. I'm saying this more so for hope, and for hope in Christ, because through all these sufferings I learned that we are defined not by our sufferings, not by what we have, what we've accrued, or what we've achieved, but by the knowledge of Him, by the knowledge of Christ. So that being said, through this suffering, Jesus has taught me about His divine sovereignty, and through Aaron, His grace. I have been able, because of all those things that I've lived through, very, very painful things, that we've been going through for the last 5 years, I've been able to travel this COVID times, not necessarily easier, but healthier, in a healthier way. So that has been interesting, as the Lord has moved things up to this point. So a few weeks ago, I was with a coworker. She was very, very, very anxious. The clinic, we're still seeing patients, but it was just chaotic. You can feel the anxiety everywhere. And this patient was coming into the clinic, and my coworker, she was putting her shield on, her PPE, she was going all crazy. This patient was coming in for, I don't know, X reason. It was nothing related to COVID or any symptoms whatsoever. And she gave me the shield. She was obviously Hispanic, so I had to go into the room to interpret for her. And I didn't put my shield on. I put my little mask and went in there, did the whole thing. And once we were out there, I was quietly working, you know, I'm just like calmly just trying to breathe and not freak out like everyone else. And she's like, Laura, you're very silent. And she's like, what are you thinking? And I'm mostly quiet and just looking around and just like, So I turned back at her and I'm like, do you really want my opinion? Do you really want me to tell you what I think? She's like, yes. Now, please bear in mind that this coworker of mine, she's a fellow Christian, fairly new Christian, but she declares herself to be a daughter of Christ. So I turned to her and I told her, I refuse to be governed by fear. I will not be governed by fear. I'm like, I'm a daughter of Christ. I'm part of his people. And you can either behave and believe what you say you believe in, or you don't. I'm like, are you gonna be focused in COVID, in the news, in all the numbers that are going up day by day, and is that gonna be your focus, or is Christ and his promises and what believe to be true is the truth? Like, if we are children, if we are daughters and sons of Christ, like in 1 Peter 2nd chapter verse 9, we're a holy priesthood. We are his people. So I told her, so are you going to focus on him or on COVID? I choose to focus on Christ and his promises. We can do everything we can we can control as much as we can, but there's only so much you can do. So like, you can put your masks on, you can put your PPE, but God really controls everything. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it brings encouragement. Know that Christ is forever faithful. He holds me, he has held me, and he holds you. You just have to believe in his promises and remember that his words are true and he's faithful. And anyways, I hope this was encouraging. I hope my grammar wasn't horrible, but if you guys want to talk further or go more in depth, please feel free to reach out. Love you all. Bye.